Welcome children, good morning. Today let's move on to the new chapter from the book An Alien Hand. It's the first chapter and the name of the chapter is The Tiny Teacher. This tiny teacher is none other than our ants. Through this chapter, The Tiny Teacher, we come to know about the dedication of these little ants towards their duties assigned and how they carry them out in a very sincere way. Being a hardworking and intelligent creature, they perform their duties as cleaners, nurses, workers, soldiers, and trainers. They live in an ant hill having hundreds of little rooms and passages for all ants to survive. It's only the queen ant who lays eggs after its wedding flight with a drone. Children, you must have seen all that in the videos that I had posted to you. Through the life cycle, you have seen the life cycle of the ant in the videos that I had posted. The first stage is the egg, from which it moves on to the grub stage, and then comes the cocoon where it builds a covering, protective covering around this grub, and from this cocoon emerges the ant. A perfect ant appears actually. They learn their duties from the old ants and become ready to survive as cleaners, nurses, workers, soldiers, or trainers. They also allow other creatures to live in their anthill to get pleasant smell, sweet juice, and playthings. Now, people should learn many qualities from this wisest creature: their hard work, sense of duty, and discipline, loyalty towards their country too. Now, this is a summary of this chapter. Though an ant is the smallest insect, it is very common, and so we are able to know a lot of facts about it. It is known as an intelligent and hardworking creature. An ant has feelers, which is also called antennae. Remember, I had posted to you in yesterday's video, it was clearly seen. It uses them to talk and greet other ants while moving about. The black or red ones are the commonest among them. They live in their comfortable homes, generally called nests or anthills, just below the surface of the soil. Each anthill has hundreds of little rooms and passages. So you have seen all the passages also. The queen ant lays eggs in some of these rooms. Other rooms are nurseries, stores, reserved quarters, and separate barracks, etc. for ants. Ants of each category carry their duty sincerely without disturbing the other. This is the reason why the ant enjoys a peaceful life. The queen ant is the mother of entire population of the colony. Its lifespan is about 15 years. After wedding flight with a male ant, this male ant is known as drone. On a hot summer day, it comes back to earth without wings to lay eggs. And then in a few days, grubs come out of the eggs. Soldier ants guard them, while worker ants feed them and help them in growing up. After 2 or 3 weeks, grubs become cocoons, which then break and perfect ants appear. New ants are taught and trained by old ants. After a few weeks of training, the small ants become ready to work. An anthill is also the home of other creatures like beetles, lesser breed of ants, and the green fly. So here you'll have to notice one thing, that ants give them shelter because they get sweet juice and pleasant smell from them. And then the green fly is the ant's cow. So the ants give them training. How is it? To get honeydew with the touch of their antenna. We can learn a lot from these ants like hard work, sense of duty, discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and a lot more. So that is the summary of the chapter. And then you can see some questions are there behind the textbook. So I've given you some short questions here. Let's look into that short questions and the answers. The first question is, how do ants talk or greet other ants? So now you know that. How do they do? An ant uses its feelers or antennae to talk or greet other ant. Second one, which is the commonest type of ant? The red and the black ants are the commonest type of ants. Where do the ants live? Where do they live? They live in the comfortable home called the nest or ant hills. The fourth question is, what is the duty of worker ant? So what does a worker ant do? The worker ants spend most of their time in searching food. Fifth question, what is a wedding flight? Answer, on a hot summer day, the queen ant flies up in the air to meet a male ant. This is called a wedding flight. Now let's move on to the sixth question. The question is, how is the home of ants organized? The answer is, an anthill has hundreds of little rooms and passages. Rooms are reserved for each member of the community. Rooms for the queen ant to lay eggs, nurseries for the young ones, quarters for workers, storehouses for food, and barracks for soldiers. No worker or soldier intrudes into each other's room or work. The next question, that is seventh one. Why does an ant allow other creatures to live in an anthill? The answer is, an ant allows other creatures to live in an anthill because some of them give pleasant smell, some give sweet juice, and some are just pets, playful things like cats and dogs to human beings. The eighth question, who is called an ant's cow? Answer is, the green fly is called an ant's cow because with the touch of their antennae, they train them to give honeydew. They milk it just as we milk the cow. Question number 9. How does an ant train the green fly to give honeydew? Answer is, the ant trains them to give honeydew with the touch of their antennae. They milk it just as we milk the cow. 10th question. Name some of the qualities of an ant. Answer is, an ant is a hard-working, intelligent, disciplined, and loyal creature. Now some more exercises from the textbook. The story of an ant's life is almost untrue. So the answer is, the italicized phrase means too remarkable to be true. Second question, complete the following sentences. First one is, an ant is the smallest, the commonest, but the wisest insect. Second one, we know a number of facts about an ant's life because we have watched their daily behavior closely. Third one, in what ways is an ant's life peaceful? The answer is, ants live together in peace and harmony. They do their own work and do not interfere in others' work at all. They never fight with other ants of the same group. So their life is peaceful. Now comprehension check part 2. There you have some questions. The first question there is, how long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? The answer is it takes 5 to 6 weeks for a grub to become a complete ant. Second question, why do the worker ants carry the grubs about? The answer is worker ants carry the grubs about for daily exercise and sunshine. Then the third question, what different jobs are learned by new ants? The answer is the new ants learn the duties of workers, cleaners, soldiers, and builders from ants. Fourth question. Name some other creatures that live in ant hills. Which are the other creatures? The other creatures are the green fly, beetles, lesser breed of ants, etc. The fifth question. Mention 3 things we can learn from the tiny teacher. Answer. We can learn hard work, sense of duty and loyalty from this tiny teacher. Hard work makes the life of an ant organized and disciplined. If we want to learn a proper life, we must be committed and should not shy away from working hard. Sense of duty is very important because if everyone does their own work sincerely, there will be no chaos. The most important is loyalty to the land where one lives. We must be always loyal to our people and our country. Hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you.